Well, hey there. How you doing today? Thanks for joining me. I found something really neat recently that I want to share with you, and it's about how to maximize your intelligence, creativity in a very straightforward way without any hassles, mumbo jumbo, or BS. This is just a very straightforward system that uses existing principles that we've known about for a long time and combined in some interesting new ways to give you some really great results. And it's basically a breakthrough step-by-step program, and it's based on previously top secret mine technology that is now available to the public. It's a lot easier to learn than you probably think it is, and it allows you to get access to more of your innate intelligence, the intelligence that's already built into you, that you may not be completely accessing now, basically to broaden the bandwidth of the information that you're receiving and processing in your mind. We basically want to take the bandwidth of your consciousness and expand it and broaden it so that you basically have access to more of your own informational resources. And we're going to be able to do that by breaking down or reducing some of the internal barriers that we may have built up during our lives to our own information flow that are basically blocking us from our own creativity, our own natural power, and our own ability to connect to the larger energy and information matrix that the universe consists of. So what we're talking about here is being able to fine-tune your mind, your feelings, and your imagination to harness this innate intelligence that's in the universe. We basically want to give your whole awareness kind of a tune-up process so that you have a better frequency, a more natural shape, so you can relate to this kind of intelligence that our universe consists of in a big way. I mean, you know that from quantum mechanics that the whole universe consists of energy information. And so if it's really infinite, as we know it is, how come our consciousness seems so limited? That's the challenge that we face, and this new system allows us to bypass those sort of learned limiting belief systems and processes and limitations that we've absorbed our whole life, and they may be in our subconscious minds. We don't even know they're there anymore. With this new system that we have, we can go directly to that larger intelligence and bypass some of the conscious mind's limitations that we really don't need anymore. We might have learned them, believed they were true, used them from our schooling, education, all those things we learned when we were kids, but now they're not really serving us anymore, so we might as well move on and grow and expand and become bigger and better the people that we know we can be. So this process we've been working with, it really works, and it allows you to experience more happiness, spontaneity, and joy in your life. And that's not just a truism. I'm really being serious here. The whole point of this is allow you to basically to do more with less, to be able to get more done and get more ideas and whatever projects and things that you're working on in your life, goals, things you'd like to attain, to be able to do that more easily, more effortlessly by using the natural flows of energy and information rather than pushing them away. So rather than fighting against the forces of nature and the natural processes that are there to help us, we're learning to work with them so that it makes doing what we do just that much easier. It's completely safe and natural. It works with your own inbuilt intelligence that you already have, and it's been tested with years of research. You're probably aware of the work at Pear Labs and IONS and other, that's Institute for Noetic Sciences, other research institutes, as well as the U.S. government a long time ago with the remote viewing program. This research has been conducted for a long time, and we know that these subtle energies exist, that there is this hidden channel of information that's available to all of us. It just takes some practice learning how to connect with it and how to work with it, but it's already there within you. It just takes a little practice to get in touch with it. So this is actually kind of like a cool new mind technology from the future, and I'll explain that in a moment. And it basically allows you to immediately connect to the infinite intelligence that surrounds us all the time. Why not do that? I mean, why stay in a limited, kind of frustrating, effort-filled state when you can have other resources that are free, that are all around us, that just want to help you do what you're already doing, just do it in a better way? So what this sort of type of practice will do for you, this sort of system that we're teaching people right now, it basically increases your intelligence by increasing the bandwidth of your consciousness and your access to a wider range of informational resources. It definitely increases your creativity by activating your imagination and kind of reducing some of those blockages that we have within us that we've learned, again, some bad habits, I would say, you know what I'm talking about, that we learned in school to deal with everything in a linear, rational, sequential way. It's a very powerful way of thinking, but it has some limitations too, and we're seeing some of those limitations right now. There's other types of intelligence that we possess, and we can have them all work together. We don't just have to choose one or the other. We can have them all, have them working in harmony. That's the best way. So this is like a higher octane fuel for your mind and your brain, and it uses natural principles of physics to basically activate your natural inborn potential. It's already there, we just want to activate it. And it's essentially kind of like turbocharging your mind and your creativity and your energy levels. And again, as we said, it's already built into you, so we just really need to fine tune it, get it working, do some exercises to activate it, and then you'll be good to go. So who is this for? It's for people who want to make a real change in their lives. People who have certain goals right now. If you can kind of imagine possibilities for yourself and you don't know how to achieve them, you don't know how to go from point A to point Z, you don't know what the steps are in between, this can really help with that. So if you have projects, things you're working on, and you'd like to have more ideas about it and learn to take more action, how to get moving with it, this can really help. And if you're looking to improve the quality of your life, you want to improve your natural potential and intelligence, and especially if you feel like you have abilities that you know that you have, but you don't feel like you're using them completely. They're not completely activated, they're dormant, it's a little sluggish, this can help really accelerate and speed things up. What you're going to learn in this extended intelligence training program is how to be more creative, how to be more productive, how to maximize your intelligence, and how to work with your built-in creativity to get real mental breakthroughs that can really help you with whatever you're doing in your life. One of the big features of this type of training, which I think is really appealing, is it allows you to magnetize your mind and your body with your own optimal future. What we can do now is to kind of work with the different versions of yourself. And don't get too freaked out about this. This is just a way of thinking about it. But that you exist in different levels of reality and you have future selves too. And we can kind of connect you with your future selves to exchange information between that version of yourself and the version of yourself that exists right now to actually see what your potentials are and how you can kind of move forward in different ways to get ideas for that. And then we can actually, once we kind of have identified a version of yourself, different possibilities for you, you can actually magnetize yourself with those possibilities, in a sense, the different versions of yourself up and down the timeline to begin to attract those realities into your life right now. So it's a way of using vibration and resonance to create the changes you'd like to see. And so we can do this and help to activate your creativity, and it also reduces your own kind of sense of fatigue because you're just, again, working with a direction you're only already going in the first place, rather than pushing yourself in the direction that you don't need to be going in. Another big aspect of this extended intelligence training system is that you learn how to listen to the language of your supermind, so to speak, quote unquote, and the larger infinite intelligence. So basically what we've done is learn to identify the frequency and the feeling of that higher mind signal, what it feels like when you're receiving information from it. I know that could sound a little weird, but it isn't really. It's just basically from all the work we've done with remote viewing and that type of research, we know that kind of non-local signal, that kind of information that seems just to come out of nowhere and kind of startle you, almost like an intuitive flash, a psychic flash, a glimpse. It has a certain frequency and feeling to it. We can identify what that is, and then you can learn when you're getting that in your everyday life so that it can really have a practical benefit for you, and it can kind of feel as if you're, quadrupling in a sense. I don't know what the exact amount is, but you're really multiplying the power of your existing mind because you're getting help from a kind of a larger version of yourself than just strictly your conscious mind. So it's kind of learning to identify the frequency and the feeling of that higher mind signal so that you can know when you're getting that type of information and pay attention to it and act on it. And the result is that you get kind of a bigger, better outcome than you imagined you were capable of doing. That's really the whole point of this, is that what you're capable of achieving in your life, what you're capable of doing, is actually much bigger and grander than you can even conceive of right now. And that's because the physical mind, the conscious mind, just has a narrow bandwidth of attention. It's actually been measured. It's pretty small. It's actually only, if you want to know the truth, it's only about 40 bits a second out of millions and billions of bits of information that are coming into your mind every moment, every second. So it's basically because the bandwidth of our consciousness is so limited, what we're capable of imagining for ourselves is just a tiny glimpse of what we're capable of doing. So we're all capable of doing and achieving a lot more than we can even imagine. We have an 8-stage process that can actually help you go about doing what we're talking about here, to align your conscious mind with infinite intelligence, to use your imagination to create bigger and better results than you can think of in the first place, and steps that you can take to magnetize your body and your mind to kind of success or to achieve things that you'd like to do, and what to look for when communicating with this kind of larger intelligence, and then creating results from the future back to the present. This is what I was alluding to before when I called this kind of a mind technology from the future, is because, and this is really the big point, and so this is what I hope you take away from all this, is that you don't always have to drag around your past with you all the time like a comet, that's dragging its tail along all that debris. You can actually get reflections from the future. I'm not kidding about this. This is actually physically possible. We've seen it enough with the remote viewing training. You can get a result and kind of get a sense of how things will turn out in the future. And I believe this is, in my mind, it's been proven with all the research that's been done. And whether you specifically believe that or not, you can use your imagination to get a sense of your own future and then reflect back from that result, from something you'd prefer to have happen, a kind of a desirable outcome, rather than just things, memories you're carrying around from the past. So it's a very powerful thing that you can do with that. Let me issue a caveat here, though. This is not for everyone. First of all, you have to be committed to doing the exercises we'll be doing every week, and you have to be serious about making progress in your life. This isn't like some sort of magic trick, like where the universe turns into some sort of shopping cart where you can just order whatever you want out of the sky. It's actually something that you need to work with and practice and get kind of step-by-step results. You need to be able to stick with the system the whole way through and want to be able to make kind of a big change in your life. So you want to really be motivated to go beyond where you are now, because you're capable of doing more and being more than you are right now. And if that's the type of person you are, then this really might appeal to you. And you have to really want to get results right now. So you have to be motivated to take action to get the results, as soon as you can. And if you're that sort of person, it might be a good fit for you. And if you're not, if you just want something this is not just about gathering more information, this is about taking information, things that we know work, and being able to apply them in your life right now. So if you're interested in finding more about the Extended Intelligence Masterclass, just go ahead and fill out our survey to set up a free strategy session, a free consultation session, where we'll just find out a little more about you and see if our program is a good fit for you or not. And that's all there is to it. And we'll contact you from there. So if you'd like to get started, just go to this web address below, creativitysession.com. Just put that in your web browser, creativitysession.com, and you'll be taken to a survey. And just fill out the survey with some information that tells us a little bit about yourself and what you're interested in and where you've been and where you're going. And we'll see if this training program is a good fit for you or not, and that's all there is to it. So go ahead, and if this is the sort of thing that you think might be useful to you, helpful to you, and you might really get something out of it, we'd love to work with you. Just go to creativitysession.com, and we'll take it from there. Well, okay, thanks a lot for listening to my little webinar here. I've really enjoyed presenting this to you. And we will talk to you soon, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.